All right, guys, we back keeping it frank with me, Keston Frank, and of course, I got a guest today. It's my boy, my old roommate. We can't say anything. You know what I mean, Selvin Hammick. What up, baby?
I'm here, brother. Yo,
What up?
appreciate you having me on, man.
And you know how we do it. We bought a bottle of Hennessy, so we're gonna toast it up before we start up. How you doing, man?
Yo, man, I'm good, bro. But yo, I'm here to support you. You know me. We're going back since 888. We go back since the fraternity, so
You know.
we could go that far if you want to. But listen, man, I hear you doing big things.
Q
I'm just here to
Sci-Fi, you
support.
know we out here.
Yeah, I'm just here to support.
So let's start it. So who is Selvin Hammick, man?
Selvin Hammick. Yeah, that's a hard question, but right now, Selvin Hammick's a father first. To be honest,
How's fatherhood treating you, man?
fatherhood is good, man.
I mean,
I had my doubts going in, but right now I'm about to be a father of a 1-year-old, so that's really my mindset right now.
that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful.
Congratulations to you too, my good man. My good
Yeah,
man.
you know,
You know, procreation is always a good thing.
For the second time around, you know.
Always a good thing. Always,
Yeah.
always. But who am I right now? Honestly, just God persevering through it all. We're going through some tough times right now, especially on the career front. As you know, I'm a registered nurse. Been a nurse since 2013. Did the whole bedside thing.
Got a lot of questions for you on that one.
Yeah, I got you, man. Been doing the bedside thing for a little while, but in 2016 I transitioned into a new position, interventional radiology. For short, people, it's just surgery, but magically done. You know, minimally invasive procedures, not a lot of cutting open, just more so the most minute ways of going about treating certain disease processes. We go about doing it like that. So
Yeah.
COVID really kind of came in and kind of altered the way we were doing business in terms of everyone in my department had to be mobilized to the front lines to kind of help, myself included, the doctors included, the techs, everybody to help out.
So what kind of stuff are you like doing over there, like? With that?
Well, in interventional radiology, like I said, we do a lot of minimally invasive. Matter of fact, my first COVID patient at my hospital, which is Wyckoff, which is a lot of people may know, it's been in the news a lot lately, which I can't really speak too much about, but my hospital is one of the first hospitals to get a COVID patient.
Damn.
And one of the first COVID patients to pass away in New York was at my hospital. So we were in the public eye off the bat. So we were ready to mobilize, and they even came in and turned the lobby of my hospital into like a mini clinic. So the entire lobby no longer existed. Matter of fact, they just started kind of working it down a little bit. So the entire lobby turned into that just to help out during the crisis. Right now, though, being on the front lines is it's better.
Yeah.
It's better. I'd be lying if I sat here and said it's not looking better.
Okay.
It's been a month. It started off rough. I can't emphasize how difficult it was during the early parts of this pandemic, but I know a lot of people don't take it seriously. But me being me, you know me, we lived together for a whole 3 years. I ain't gonna come give you some BS. So, like, yo, Keston, nah, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It was rough, brother. It was rough for all the nurses. Not even just the nurses. I know, like, we're giving a lot of like props to the nurses, but to everybody, from the doctors, the nurses, the PAs, the NPs, the LPNs, the cleaning people, EVS, environmental services, IT, security, the transporters.
Yeah.
Because we can't do anything without any of these people. They're all important. The social workers, case managers, we were all still active. None of us took time off. You know, we at my particular institution, we lost some environmental aides, some engineers.
Listen, y'all good, man.
Some nurses. You know
me. If my job wasn't trying to let me go, I was like, I can't come in today. I said, listen, I'm like, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a cop, I'm not a fireman. Y'all don't need me that much, man. I'm out. I gotta go.
To be honest, yo, I haven't missed a day since this whole thing started. I've been at work every day. Came back from your home country, Trinidad, which I'm glad I went to, because I'm sure. Everyone listening to this right now is probably gonna be like, man, they glad they went, because Ain't nothing else happening right now in terms of the carnival.
We saw you out there on horses and shit.
Yo, listen, man. Trinidad was a good time. I had a great time. Tobago was even better, to be honest. Good times, good family time, good time with friends. So can't complain, man.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So, in your opinion, like how this thing looking, man? You know, the government trying to open everything back up. How long you foresee this thing going for this?
It's been a steady month and a half right now. And to be honest, we're looking good. We've plateaued. We've slowed the spread. I'm not gonna say stopped it. I'm gonna go. I think we're doing a good job of slowing it. I just want to give a shout out and a thank you to all the New Yorkers who have took some time to stay at home and help us, because by you guys staying at home, it helps us. We don't need an extra 1,000 patients because a bunch of people decided to come outside.
You're welcome, bro. I was leaving my credit.
Yeah, a lot of people took it the wrong way.
I was staying here.
We don't want you guys at home. We like people just like you guys want to come outside, but the less patients we have, the better we can, be able to control the pandemic and kind of isolate it in certain ways. But right now, the president and the government, everybody wants to reopen everything back up. But here's a good way of looking at it for people who really don't understand healthcare in general. When I hear the president talking about that, you really got to look at this like, for example, you come into the hospital, you got an infection. They give you antibiotics. You get your antibiotics. Usually they run between 7 to 10 days. Some is even longer than that.
Yeah.
So you get your antibiotics, and by day 3, day 4, you start feeling good. So you're like, man, I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready. Man, forget those antibiotics. I'm not going to take them no more. Let's get back out there in the world. And the minute you get back out there, you're sick again. You're right back to the hospital. You know why? Because you didn't finish the whole regimen that was prescribed to you. It said 7 days and you stopped at 5 because on day 4 you felt so good that day 5 you said, man, forget those pills. Or it went 10 days and you only stopped at 6 or 7. So that's how I look at the situation, where by letting everybody back out right now, you're kind of possibly heading us back into that situation where the antibiotics treatment isn't really all the way over. So I don't think we should rush it. I think we should come out with some form of a small percentage coming out, and then we kind of mitigate and control and keep tracking the stats in terms of how the spread is going, how the infection rates. And listen, we've always been the same drum. We need more testing. I'm a healthcare professional. I haven't been tested, to be honest, and I've been exposed to COVID from the very beginning. So, I mean, that's really mass testing, and definitely needs to be done before we decide to open everything back up, because obviously we don't have enough testing. Everyone in New York City has not been tested, and everybody who has been exposed to patients who are people who have COVID have not been tested. So how do you know who has it and who doesn't?
Don't have it, exactly.
So that's the issue that we're facing, to be honest.
So do you feel like we hit the peak? Like, I heard we...
I think we're in New York City. I think in New York City we've hit it. I don't think America has hit the peak yet, because obviously it's moving westward and inward towards those inner states that may not have been affected that much in the beginning.
Yeah.
And they may not even be as affected as much as we are in the beginning. But I think New York City hit its peak, and I think we're trending downwards in a good way. But people just got to adhere to the rules and regulations for now. People, I'm outside every single day. There's nothing going on outside. I can't be any more honest with y'all. Anyone knows me knows I love outside. There's nothing going on outside. I've actually taken more joy in playing Xbox in the past few days. I don't even want to be out there. I'd rather be home with you guys.
Man, you're a gamer anyway though. You be in here. So I be seeing like the like nurses protesting about like the PPE and all that stuff like that. Like, what do you think? Like, what's your take on that? Do you think you guys have enough? Do you think you guys need more?
We have enough now.
Okay.
Now, in the beginning, no. In the beginning, PPE is not something that nurses wear every day at work. I mean, we do approach each patient with some kind of universal precaution in terms of how we're going to do things, but we don't put on PPE every day unless you come in with something airborne or droplet. Now we put you in some kind of contact isolation, and through then, people who approach this particular patient will now take those tests. But we're not not America, but New York, I can say, because I've worked at several hospitals here in New York. We weren't equipped for a pandemic to hit us at the time. Because like I said, PPE is not something we don't have. In the beginning, we didn't have PPE for each. If every hospital worker needed PPE for my institution when we started, we wouldn't have had enough. So no, we didn't have enough. But now, through everyone's foundations and sponsorships and giving back, I think we have enough. I mean, it went from you couldn't get a mask for a week or two. You'd have to legit wear your N95 mask, which is this is one of the sturdier ones, and then over it you'd have to put another mask over it.
So that's what you guys used to do.
That's what we're still doing, to be honest.
Okay.
But the frequency now that you can get a new N95 mask is way more now. In the beginning, I had the same one for like 10 days.
That's crazy.
This is something that, like I said, on a regular day, we would use it once and throw it away. So now, still, I mean, 2-3 days you can get a new one, but before it was one every 2 weeks, and you literally have to keep it clean. And the point of the second mask is this is not a disposable mask. I mean, N95. This is a surgical mask. So literally, you just cover it up with that, so that if anybody were to come in contact with you, breathe, droplet, any type of anything, this one would protect your N95 mask because there wasn't enough of this mask here.
So those was like you just throw those away.
Yeah, we had enough of the disposable surgical masks because these are not as sturdy. But the N95 one, it's a better quality mask for what we were dealing with at the time.
Yo, this is still crazy though, man. Like when this thing first happened, did you see this thing going this far? Like, like we know like Asia and stuff like that had it. Like I feel like they could have been more prepared for everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it wasn't out there already. Because it was in Asia before it got out here, and the airports were still open. People were still coming in and out, still traveling.
In the beginning, no. I didn't take it seriously myself. I'm not going to lie. I didn't jump at it right away. It was a whole continent on the other side of the world. So, yes, I was concerned. But for me to sit here and tell you that it was a thought process of mine, no. It actually didn't really hit me that coronavirus was serious until I was on my way to Trinidad. When I got to Trinidad off the plane, they were scanning us with thermal monitors just to see if any of us were febrile at the time. That's when I'm like, oh, this is a little serious. And when I was on the plane, a lot of the passengers had masks on, and that was kind of new for me because we see it on TV with China and all the other countries with masks everywhere, but it was weird to see people on the plane with masks on.
I'm about to say, what point in time you like, you know what? Get me off this plane, man. You got a mask. You got a mask. You got a mask. All right, it's time for me to.
But you know what I did? I became like I was cleaning up everything, man. Anything I touched on the plane, I was wiping it down because I was just like, yo, I'm not coming off the plane with anything.
Yeah,
that's my plan. But through it all, I'll say I've been pretty healthy. God might have blessed me with some kind of good immune system because I haven't felt any signs and symptoms of illnesses since this whole thing. So, and I've been out there. So, but it's real, brother. When I say it's real, for a time I was starting to question what were we really doing out there because it's like, we're asking for more vents, we're putting patients on vents, but they're not all making it, brother. And I felt like ventilators prior to this whole thing were life-saving tools. Yeah. And the rate. The governor, whoever can tell you whatever stats they want to tell you. I'm telling you stats that I saw with my own 2 eyes. Like people can talk about what they want. I was there. Ventilators looked like they were taking lives, not saving them, brother. Like most patients who got on it, if they weren't weaned off of it in a certain time, just wasn't. Damn. We had no cure. Just wasn't saving them. And we like Governor Cuomo said, we don't have enough ICU beds to have that many ventilated patients. We don't have that, brother. We're not. Hospitals are cutting back now.
I'm seeing tents all over the place.
Healthcare is different than it was back then. It's different now. Like if you don't, people are probably safer at home, which is what we were telling everybody, than being at the hospital. Because if you were a patient in the hospital, you stand a worse chance because now you're surrounded by 50 patients with COVID as compared to maybe your one aunt or your one uncle or your brother or sister who you live with who has it. It's totally different. The body has a different way of fighting it off as compared to when you're in a hospital filled with everybody has COVID. It's different. So.
Yeah.
Tough time.
So obviously you paid attention to the politics. How do you think like New York is handling this whole situation, man? How you think like
is it me or is New York the epicenter of everything? Every movie.
It's always though.
Every
like,
movie.
You think
every
about
pandemic, Avengers. You think of anything breaking out in the world, New York is always the center of it.
New York is New York.
So here we are.
It's a name brand, bro. You know that.
Here we are in New York dealing with the pandemic, and I'm like, my dad called me up and he was like, "You got to get out of there, man." And I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Yo, everything happens in New York, man. You got to get out of there. If you were in Georgia or everywhere has COVID now, but the level of intensity that we were dealing with it in New York is not like all the other places. I'm sure,
but
California and all those.
But your dad is in Florida. Florida's retarded."
He told me they've only had about 30 patients in his county where he's at. I'm like, 30 patients? Man, there's 30 patients alone on one floor in my hospital. Forget that. So, man, COVID-19, I will never forget it. Y'all will never forget it.
Nah, it's definitely something we'll never forget because I feel like, damn, none of us ever been through anything like this before. You know what I'm saying? Like, we think about it.
But the intelligent folks, the scientists, the researchers have been saying that we were due for something like this, but yet we weren't prepared. And I don't get why.
Man,
I'm still baffled that the supposed most powerful country in the world, the richest country in the world, looks more like a third world country wearing a Gucci belt. That's how we look. Like, like dudes who be fronting, they come out, all the chicks, they got their Gucci bags, dudes got their Fendi belts and the Hermes and everything. And then you see they go home to the projects and chilling and walking up their project stairs. Like,
that's America, bro.
That's America. I'm telling you, that's America. Because how is the most powerful, richest, and protector of land of the free, home of the brave, whatever you want to go with, are we that impacted by something like this? We're supposed to be prepared.
Exactly.
I'm not saying we got to predict the almighty future, but be prepared. And I felt like we're more focused on military than healthcare. Like,
that's right.
There is no country without the people. So you got to keep the people alive and healthy to keep the country going. And I think we're seeing that now. People are calling us like essential. I think everybody's essential, brother. The barbershop, the salon.
I mean, you see it now. It's everybody out here. They need their barbershop. They
need
their barbers, man.
All the workers are essential.
We out here. We don't got the barbers. You know what I'm saying?
The worst thing for me, because life hasn't changed for me during the pandemic except more work. But outside of that, the worst thing that I'm experiencing during the pandemic is the lack of different lunch options. To be honest, the lack of different lunch options really bothers me because, I'm a guy, I come out from a hard day of work, midday. I don't want to eat Spanish chicken every day. I don't want to eat tacos every day. I don't eat Crown and I don't eat Chinese food. So I'm looking for some Thai or something healthy, and those places are all closed, and I'm slightly annoyed.
You gotta break it down, yeah.
And those people are essential to me. They're essential, brother. Car washes, car repairs. Like, I want to wash my car, I want to detail my car. Car wash is not open. Come on, bro. Everyone's essential.
So how are you keeping your family safe? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you keeping your family safe?
I've just been taking extra steps in terms of not wearing my scrubs home anymore. You know me, I'm a guy. I just come out my scrubs. I'm not really trying to change, but now I don't wear my scrubs home. They stay at the hospital, and if I can't stay at the hospital with them, they're in the bag when I get to the crib. They're not coming inside my house because you just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know, and by God's glory, no one in my family is sick. So it's like, I don't know. I think we're all taking the necessary steps. But, in the beginning, family, friends were like, oh, you shouldn't be around them. You should probably quarantine yourself. And imagine if I would have taken that advice, and with the way things were going on, 2 or 3 years back with the chaos and everything, if you ended up as a patient with COVID-19 in the hospital,
it's the last time they see you.
Thank you. So just imagine now if I was living separately or quarantined or not around family, if anything, and then I get sick, I die. No one sees me. That's one of the hardest things patients and families are dealing with during this time right now that I'm noticing.
That's why I kind of fell back a little bit because I was still going to work.
Yeah.
And nobody's getting checked. Nobody's getting tested.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get at my job because I'm like, yo, you're not even checking to see who has pre-existing conditions, who have what. You know what I'm saying? So I had to fall back from mine.
They just didn't have enough tests, brother. They weren't ready. We weren't ready, which is a little baffling to me because, like we just talked about, we saw it coming from Asia. So if we saw it happening there, why not be proactive instead of reactive? And it's an argument I have with plenty healthcare professionals where we study and we talk about being proactive, but in reality we're not. We're all reactive. We're gonna wait until a pandemic breaks out for us to realize that we don't have enough masks.
Exactly.
Masks, bro, like how much? 75 cents, $1. We're the richest country in the world, and something we were almost killed by a pandemic because we didn't have enough masks.
That's crazy.
Brother. That's not good to me. But no, I'm not in charge of those.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, I'm happy that you're safe. Happy your family's safe. Happy everybody's safe, man. You know, you definitely shed a lot of light with everything that's going on, and you know, hopefully everybody, you know, appreciate that. And this man right here, he's doing the things that I wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, you know me. Somebody got to do it, brother.
Yeah,
somebody got to do it.
As long as it's not me. So I'm happy. I'm happy as you. Just be safe out here. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But yeah, man. So I want to dive in with you because you know we used to live together. When we lived together, we used to talk about mad stuff.
Of course.
All the time. I'm talking about like from sports to music to so.
A lot of stuff. We had a lot of late night comments.
So the '98 Bulls, the final year, the championship Bulls, Last Dance documentary just aired, 1 and 2. Did you look at it?
I got a chance, of course, man.
Seen it?
Listen, there's no debate. Michael's the greatest.
What was your biggest surprise? That something that you just didn't know that just yeah.
First thing, how can management and ownership of a franchise make such a terrible mistake in terms of preemptively breaking up a team that could have won 2 more championships, and they could have had 8.
I was gonna ask you like. How much you think Mike would have? How much you think Mike would have won?
I think he won 8. I think Michael had 2 more years of greatness, of pure greatness. Yeah, some of his numbers slipped. Who cares? Listen, he had 2 more years of greatness left till 2000 that he could have won.
Imagine that shit. Imagine Mike winning 2 more chips.
2 more chips.
On top of that,
more points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals. He'd have his numbers would be greater, but. The Last Dance only highlighted for me, well, not for me. You know me. You know I'm a huge LeBron James fan.
Hold on, we don't.
So I mean, The Last Dance for me just kind of. I always knew Michael was the greatest. I'm an '80s baby who got to see Michael in the '90s and watched him growing up, and everybody wanted to be like Mike. I'm God rest Kobe's soul. Kobe was a man we should not have lost. I was never a Kobe fan. Never.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Kobe fan.
Never a Kobe fan. Not because I didn't respect his greatness, but because he was a knockoff of MJ. And people who loved Kobe didn't see Michael. I feel like a lot of people who love Kobe didn't see Michael. And that's why they were so enamored with Kobe's greatness. But Kobe was just a knockoff of Michael. He was never as good as Michael. So that's the only reason why I'm going to stick on that. But the GOAT conversation, there's no debate, man. There's no debate. Michael's the greatest. Michael's in a tier by himself.
Yeah.
And then we can now debate the LeBron James and the Kobe's. There's no one is compared to Michael. The greatness.
Yeah, I'm happy you say that, man. You know.
That's a fact, brother.
It needs to be said.
That's a fact, brother.
Because that shit annoys me when I listen to like ESPN and I'm looking like Undisputed and they're going so hard, like Shannon Sharp going mad hard. Oh, King James the GOAT. They're like, okay, he could be a GOAT. That's fine. You could have multiple GOATs.
Multiple GOATs.
You know what I'm saying?
Multiple GOATs.
But you know, and it's crazy because we get to a point where there's a lot of kids who have never seen Jordan play. You know what I'm saying? They just rock the sneakers. You know what I'm saying? They don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable. So it's okay. But Jordan's the GOAT, man. He's a man. Like, he just had that will to win.
Like,
you know?
Larry Bird said it, bro. That was a God came down and disguised himself to be Michael Jordan, bro.
What do you think about the Pippen though? Like, what do you think about the Pippen thing, man?
Wow.
Because they
blowballed him.
Yo.
Blowballed him big time.
Dog, he was making like 2.7 million. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the sixth or eighth
on his team.
But
he was 122nd in the NBA.
That's crazy.
There's 122 more people making more money than him, or 21. Sorry, making more money than him. How? He's the wingman to the GOAT. That doesn't make any sense. But
and Pippen had them numbers too. They can't sleep on
Pippen.
Pippen numbers.
But you know what it was for Pippen? Pippen is what is and was the typical country boy who came up from Arkansas, who saw the first opportunity to make some money and take care of his family.
Because the initial deal was like 18 mil.
Yeah, it was an opportunity to take care of everyone back home, and he wasn't looking at it from a business standpoint like Michael was. Michael saw the NBA as a business, and that was what, to me, my interpretation of the first two episodes was Jerry Krause and Leona Reinsdorf felt like Michael is bigger than the Bulls, he's bigger than Chicago, Michael's bigger than the NBA, and we can't have him bigger than the NBA. We can't have that. So this is an opportunity here to break them up, get rid of Phil.
That whole thing was just stupid, man.
Stupidity. Phil went on to win 5 more championships, didn't he?
Yep.
I mean, he took Kobe and Shaq and turned them into 5 rings. So
that's crazy.
I don't know what to say.
That was just stupidity, bro. Like I'm looking at you and like I'm looking at this documentary like, yo, first of all, the way he did Pippen was dirty. Even when Jordan when Jordan left the first time, Pippen basically brought the team to the playoffs.
He did, but you know what? I'm sure he appreciated the fact that Michael was back, because I'm sure he realized that wasn't as easy as it looked when Michael was running the show.
Now, a question for you, right? Jordan and Pippen won these ships together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jordan could have done it without Pippen?
No. How many? Do I think he wins a championship without Pippen? Yes.
Okay.
Could he have done what we saw? 6 championships without Pippen? No. Not at all.
I was watching ESPN. I think Tracy McGrady said they was trying to trade Pippen for him in '97.
And Michael, and what I read with that same story, Michael said no.
No, yeah. So Michael blocked that whole trade.
I don't think we don't need to debate that. Michael already gave Pippen credit by saying there is no Michael.
Of course.
Scottie.
Of course.
Isn't. He's already given. If Scottie needed any validation, he got it all last night, because it starts off with him giving him that type of credit. There is no me without him.
Exactly.
He doesn't win those 6 championships. Does he win a championship? I think so. I believe so. You could have only held him back for so long before he wins one, but I don't think he wins 6. No. Even look at it. You saw the documentary. They started off in a funk that last season because Pippen was injured. Yeah. There you have it. And even Steve Kerr said it himself that Pippen was really one of those guys who kind of facilitated.
He's a glue guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Well, I can't wait to see the rest, man. Yo, I'm waiting to see what happens, man. Cause, yo, I remember going to the Bulls game those years, like that final year. I mean, I was a Bulls fan because
who wasn't? Everybody was.
Nah, but I used to only time I went to watch a game like the Madison Square Gardens when the Bulls came. That joint used to be crazy. What do you think about Brady, Belichick? Who you think is gonna?
Let's go, Tom.
Who you think is gonna be more successful
in the short term? Tom. In the short term, they got Gronk back today, bro. Gronk re-signed with the Patriots, and they traded him to the Bucks.
Wow.
Yes. Giving you some insider information right there. That's not inside. It's public information now, but
what?
You know me, I'm always on top of football knowledge. Yeah. So there you go. He has Pro Bowl receivers. He got his Pro Bowl tight end.
They might win the chip.
Nah, don't go that far. I mean, I'm a Tom fan. I think short-term Tom. I think Bill and the Pats are going to need a new QB. I have been hearing talks about them trading up to get Tua, though. Been hearing talks. Keep my ear to the streets.
Keep it to the streets, bro. So you think at the end of the day, so you think long-term Bill?
Long-term, Bill might win another championship before Tom does. But in the short term here right
now. So how long you think Tom got? He's already 40-something years old.
2 years. 2 years. I think Tom got 2 more years. You don't think so? I think so. 2 more solid years. I don't think he's gonna play past 45. I think he stops in the two. I think this contract here is his last contract. I don't think he plays again. And if they win, he's done. What more does he have to prove?
He won't go out like MJ. You know what I mean? Go out like the GOAT on top. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tom is still on top. I still think Tom's the best QB in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes is right there. Absolutely.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the young buck, bro. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, you don't compare Tom to Patrick. You gotta compare him to the other possible GOATs. Well, you think about Tom. You think about Peyton. You think about Breeze.
Mm-hmm.
And now Breeze and Tom is in the same division.
Tom's gonna smoke him.
I mean, now you still got Gronk on. But Gronk is injury prone though, so
You're talking about the most dominant tight end in the history of the NFL.
But he's also injury prone.
Very much so. He's injury prone right before he dominates everybody else that he plays.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, and think about it. This is the first time that Gronk is getting to play with two Pro Bowl receivers. Tom has never had two Pro Bowl receivers and a tight end at the same time. The gate is wide open for them. They're gonna be really well. They're gonna be really good. But I'm not gonna say Super Bowl yet. But they will be. Listen, that's Hamilton's team. You know he loved them.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for them. Broncos played them this year, so.
Let's see what happens. Listen,
we're gonna spank them.
Listen, I know you play football, so you know.
Listen, we're gonna spank the Bucks.
See what happens.
We're gonna spank the Jets.
Hold up, but you gotta get a quarterback. Who's your quarterback?
Drew Lock is our quarterback, brother.
Okay, all right.
Drew Lock, I'm a Denver Broncos fan living in New York City. Drew Lock is the quarterback of Denver Broncos right now.
Let's see what happened, bro. Let's see what happened.
Rest up, Von Miller. You know you got COVID and everything. Stay healthy, my brother. Gotta shout out Super Bowl.
This guy is crazy, man. Like, tell you, living with this guy was bananas. But listen, we're gonna play a little game.
What you got? What you got, brother?
Call this game Versus, alright? Gonna rapid fire questions, answer real quick. Alright? No thinking about it.
Hey, pour out. What you got? Talk to me.
Alright? I make the rules, so I'll let you know if you won or you lost. Alright? Here we go. Alright, ready?
Talk to me.
Alright, let's see. Light skinned girls versus dark skinned girls.
Light skinned girls. Oh my God! You are gonna get me in trouble, brother. Wow! Yikes! You know why I answered that for several reasons. But I'm not gonna justify that. You made the rules.
All right.
Wow.
Alright, here you go.
It's gonna go over very bad for me after this one. It is what it is, though.
You gotta see what's in this man's head. Let's go. All right. Winter versus summer.
Summer.
Rough Riders versus Rockefeller.
Rockefeller.
Xbox versus PlayStation.
Xbox.
Hip hop versus R&B.
R&B.
Marvel versus DC.
Marvel.
Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning.
Tom Brady.
Jordan versus LeBron.
Jordan.
Biggie versus Tupac.
Biggie.
Jay-Z versus Nas.
Jay-Z. I'm Brooklyn, man. Never.
Yo.
Those are not for debate, my man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I'm just here to support you. How you doing, man? How's everything going on with you? How you handling this COVID time?
Chilling, man. Just working on business. You know me, I got numerous businesses on deck, so I gotta take this time to really do all my planning and preparation for everything is done, and you know I can hit the ground moving after all this thing is finished, man. But while we here, we're gonna keep doing, keeping the Frank. We're gonna produce a couple more shows. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just do it up. You know
Absolutely, you're doing a good job, man. Keep it going.
Appreciate that, man.
For you, happy to finally be.
Of course. Yo, real talk. We've been talking about doing a podcast ever since we was on 888.
I'm telling you, you gotta do a round table, bro.
We had the 888. We had the 888 boys. We was out here wilding out. The unofficial Brooklyn frat house. That's how it was. You know.
Good memories is built at that.
Absolutely, man. So listen, guys. Thanks a lot for listening to Keeping It Frank. Those on YouTube is definitely getting posted on YouTube. So thanks for watching Keeping It Frank. And you can follow us on Instagram, Keeping It Frank 100. Definitely follow us on Instagram. We're also on Facebook, our Facebook community. Check us out. Leave a comment and follow us, man. Keep it frank. We out.